Hi, welcome to another Everyday Guy review. I've been in law school now for about almost 2 years. This is my second year. I'm in my second semester, my second year. And many people may wonder, what is law school like? Is it worth it? And what do I think? So, my review of law school in general is yes, it's definitely worth it. If you like a challenge, if you like something mentally challenging, every day is different and you're expected to know a little bit of everything. Actually, you're expected to know a lot of everything. In reality, when you meet lawyers, when you meet good lawyers, I know that there are many that have bad reputations, and perhaps rightfully so in some cases. But there are many different lawyers, many good lawyers who specialize in a certain area. There are really good criminal lawyers. There are really good contract lawyers that focus on contracts and mergers and acquisitions and torts and so on and so forth. Um, but when you're in law school as a student, you're expected to learn all these different areas and to know as much as possible in all these. And they don't go into huge depth as if you've been a lawyer for 20 years or so, but you are expected to know quite a bit about at least the basics of torts and contracts and commercial papers and constitutional law, etc., etc. So it is mentally challenging, and there is no shortage of work to do. Once you finish reading one assignment for a class, there's just more and more to read. There's lots of books, and in those books, there's lots of reading. So um, the school I'm going to is a little bit different than most schools. If you're interested in knowing more about it, I can make a video about that school in particular. But the way it works is instead of having one final exam at the end of the semester, as many law schools do, we actually have a midterm exam, which is very rare. In fact, I think we're the only school that does that. As well as many classes have quizzes in between the exams, and this is a great thing because then you can sort of gauge how you're doing and if you need to redirect your study habits to fit the course. Um, and in class, it's a lot of the classes are still using the Socratic method, where the professor asks you a question about a particular case or subject or element of something, and you'll answer, and then they'll question you again, and you'll answer, and they question you again. They'll just keep sort of trying to break you down with these questions, but that makes you stronger. It makes you think on your feet, and a better, hopefully, a better lawyer in the future. So, again, about law school, in my opinion, it's worth it if you like a challenging atmosphere mentally. It can be competitive, even if certain schools say that they are not competitive. I think it's just a natural thing for classmates to be competitive. Uh, we're competing for internships, externships, we're competing for jobs in the future, we're competing for the best grades so that we can get those jobs in the future. And so there is the element of competition, which is good for some, bad for others. I'm personally not a very competitive person or aggressively competitive person. I do like to do my best, but if you like the competitive atmosphere, you're definitely well suited for the for law school environment. Um, what I so if there's anything I don't like about law school, and I'm just thinking about it now on the spot, um, it's actually not much. I mean, because of that competition, it can feel sort of disheartening if you don't get the job that you want, if you don't get the internship that you want, the externship or whatever. There are many opportunities out there, but unfortunately, there are also many students looking for those opportunities. So it can be competitive in that sense when there's only one position for an intern at the firm or at the company that you really want to work for, and somebody from another school or from your own class gets that position instead of you. I know in my almost 2 years of being in law school, there were many scholarships and internships and even research assistant positions I had applied for, really wanted, but somebody from my class just happened to get in. For whatever reason. So, but it's okay because we in the years in the time that you spend with your classmates, it will really become like a family. So, despite that competition, it's sort of like a friendly competition where you want each other to succeed, and you know that if they succeed, then you succeed as a class. So, um, overall, it's a great environment. And what I would say is it is quite expensive. Of course, law school is expensive. get student loans if you need it, um, but if you don't like that mentally challenging, if you don't like to read, okay, yeah, that's the thing. If you don't like to read, it may or may not be for you. Now, that may not be the same for everybody, but I would say be prepared to read a lot and take a lot of tests. The bar exam, once you finish law school, is going to be a major, major test. If you get test anxiety, find a way to deal with that. I don't. I love tests, so it hasn't been a problem for me, but I do know some classmates who do get anxiety, and they have their own methods of either meditating, yoga, tea, just something they do to help relax before the test. So that's what I can say about law school. Mentally challenging, competitive in a good way, and hopefully fulfilling, but I'll let you know once I finish, okay? If you have any questions about law school or why I chose to go to law school or how things are going for me in law school in the future, leave a comment down below. Contact me anytime, and I'll be happy to respond if I'm able. Take care.